Hello, Philippines! Happy New Year! Welcome to the Shopify Philippines Meetup, getting your business ready for 2021. Thank you so much for taking the time to spend your Saturday with us. We are delighted to have so many Shopify and e-commerce enthusiasts joining us today. My name is Narissa Show, and I'm the co-founder and CEO of Filta. We help Filipinos who are developers, graphic designers, digital marketing, and customer support get jobs. And as your host, welcome again. So, going to a poll, and you guys have to be honest. Ready? Why did you decide to attend this event today? A, you want to learn new things? B, the amazing lineup. C, networking opportunities. Or D, and my team better not say this, my boss made me. let me know what you guys think. I want to learn new things. Seems to be very popular. Oh, I like it. And I'm glad 0 people are saying their boss made them. That's good. Okay, so I know I always say this, but it is super true. Filipinos are the most humble people on earth. So as an Australian, let me brag on your behalf. In November 2020, we beat a record for the world's largest Shopify meetup with over 1,000 people joining us. Woo! Go Philippines! If this is your first time to a meetup, welcome and good to have you here. Shopify Meetups is a free educational series of Shopify experts around the world in 32 countries and 94 cities. We are going to run one more live poll. We really want to know who's attending today. So A, do you have a store on Shopify right now or a Shopify business? B, are you thinking of starting a business on Shopify? C, are you working for an agency or you're a freelancer working with Shopify clients? And D, are you here because you're looking for a job? Ooh, this is really interesting. This is going live. This is good. What do we got? Wow. Okay, so it looks like, and this is exactly about how many people registered. 45% of people here right now have a store on Shopify. Looks like about 16% are about to start a business on Shopify, which is fantastic. And 22% of listeners today are looking for a job, which is awesome. We want you. So what I would love everyone to do right now is in the chat room, put in the link to your Shopify store. Let's support each other, create awareness, and make some money. Put it in there. Go for it. All right, so the next few hours, you're going to be learning from 3 kick-ass e-commerce and Shopify experts. And if you miss anything, don't worry. We're going to be sending you the recording by end of next week via email. Huge shout out to our sponsors, Shopify, Filta, and Paymaya. We're going to go to the sponsor videos so you can see how they can help you power your store. Let's go.
Grow your business.
And give your customers a flexible, hassle-free, and secure online checkout experience with just a click of a button. Power your e-commerce site or mobile app with Paymaya checkout to accept credit cards, debit cards, and
Grow your business.
and give your customers a flexible, hassle-free, and secure online checkout experience.
Click of a button. Power your
Hi everyone, and thanks for coming along. We really appreciate you being part of this Philippines e-commerce community. As Larissa mentioned, I'm Alex, and I'm a talent acquisition specialist at Filta. That means that I'm the first person you have to approach and impress in order to get the job that you've been eyeing to have. As you can see, Shopify is really taking off, and we have a lot of requirements for people with purpose, precision, and pace to work with some of the best brands in Australia and the US. If you are a developer, a digital marketer, a graphic designer, or an e-commerce customer support, we would love to chat with you this coming week. Also, if you know people who might be interested in joining us at Filta, we offer a fantastic referral scheme should you introduce us to someone who gets the job. Everyone wins. So, if you're interested in applying or you know someone you want to refer, feel free to either email us at the address on your screen or you can apply via the careers page on our site. Also, myself and the rest of the recruitment team will be in the chat group during the meetup, so don't be shy to say hi to myself, Jadson.
All right, we're back. So if you hate your job or if you've lost your job in the pandemic, make sure you reach out to careers@filterglobal.com, and our recruitment team is here to answer any of your questions. Jensen, Alex, Chanel, say hi in the chat. So we can see, before we hear from our incredible speakers, we're going to bring Steve, the CEO of the Great Deals, nice to see you, Steve, e-commerce Corp. Steve, how are you feeling today?
Good afternoon, Nerissa. How are you?
Very, very well. We're excited to hear you speak. Before we do that, are you, if we do some competitions?
Sorry, again?
Are you cool if we do some competitions before you speak?
Okay.
Okay, cool. Ready? So the first competition, so everyone put the answer in the chat box and Steve is going to draw out one winner for each question.
Okay.
So the first question is this. For a Paymaya gift card, which country hosts the world's largest Shopify meetup?
Go.
Go! Yes, thank you. Oh, Mark, that's cheating. Thank you, Mark. You put it in there. Great. Here we go.
Okay. So I'll choose the first one.
Yeah, pick anyone you want who you know has the right answer and tell us the right answer.
Okay. To Nestor Lim from the Philippines. He answered Philippines, right?
Correct, guys.
Nestor, congratulations. You won a gift card from Paymaya.
Fantastic. Yes, so the Philippines, we have the world's largest meetup in person and virtually. So fantastic work, Philippines. All right, second question, Steve. Besides Shopify and Filta, who is the other meetup sponsor?
Go.
Go. Who is the other meetup sponsor for today, guys? Ooh, here we go. Oh my gosh, there's so many coming through.
Okay, I'm gonna choose now the winner.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. I'm gonna choose Daphne Joy Narvaez. Daphne Joy Narvaez. Her answer is right. It's Paymaya.
Perfect. Congratulations. Now, Steve, do you think we should do one more?
Sure. One last before I start my talk.
Fantastic. All right. So, are you guys ready?
Random, guys. So I'll just randomly click the name. Go.
Yes. So, what is the name of the company Steve founded? He's going to randomly pick a winner. Oh, yes. Who do you want? Who do you want?
Okay. Wow, so fast. Okay, I've chosen the one that with my complete company name. So it's Great Deals E-commerce Corp. Jennifer Liza.
What was the surname? Jennifer?
Liza. Liza. Jennifer Liza.
Fantastic. Congratulations. Well done. I will leave it to you, Steve. Take it away.
Yeah, okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Steve C. from Great Deals E-commerce Corp. It's a pleasure to meet you virtually, each and all of the 179 attendees. No? So let me share my screen. Okay. Yeah. So everybody can see it. Yeah. And Nerissa, is my
Yes, we can see it. It's perfect.
yeah. Okay, great. So this afternoon we'll have an overview of the digital economy happening here in the Philippines, the Filipino consumer behavior, and what's the new normal for e-commerce here in the Philippines. So an overview of our digital economy. Definitely year 2020 was really a challenge for most of us. And there's one thing, if I would like to share, there's quite a flight to digital. A lot of companies, individuals really they need to adapt to survive. So everybody is going to digital. That's one of the major things that really happened. And let me share to you the next. So there are most of the categories grew in the digital economy, electronics, apparel, beauty, but there were three main categories that really benefited most from the influx of the new digital consumers. Number one is online groceries, and then loans and payments and education. Those are the top three major influx of new digital consumers. And according to Kantar, there's 37% new consumers to digital economy services. So basically, that's almost 37% of the population went into the digital consumer. And the good news is 95% of those new consumers will continue to use at least one digital service even after the pandemic. And as you have seen, we have an average spent of only 4 hours before pre-COVID. And then during COVID, it increased to 5.2 hours. And after COVID, it's going to still remain higher at around 4.9 hours. So just a screenshot of the different sectors, and there's what really happened during this 2020. E-commerce really accelerated. Transport had a temporary setback, and online travel, but food delivery continued growth. Online media like live streaming, videos like the Kumu, TikTok, and games really accelerated. And then digital financial services like payments and remittances accelerated during the 2020 pandemic, COVID era. Yeah. No. So what's the Filipino consumer behavior in the digital economy? Number one, the adaptation to buying online. Definitely, that's one of the major things that happened. Cash on delivery is still at 75% here in the Philippines. And the rise of digital payments, GCash, Paymaya, Lazada, Shopify Pay, GrabPay, these are the new consumer behavior. Up to now, our data shows that 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. is still the best time to shop. So most Filipinos shop at this time during their lunch break. So even they're working from home, that's the best time that they buy. And there's what we call the emergence of home economy. As most of us are staying at home, there's the new consumer behavior that they have health and hygiene conscious, tighter budgets, focus on quality and safety, and the desire to stay at home. So what kind of impact happened during this time? So if you're a businessman and you would like to sell certain products like And yeah, last year, and it continues up to this year, it's gonna be cooking equipments, baking equipments are really on high because people are staying at home. And there's a lot of work from home set up. That's why laptops, Wi-Fi have accelerated growth. Even bed sheets. I was talking to one of the merchant, and he was selling a lot of bed sheets. It's like hotcake on the month of May, June, July, because everybody was changing their bed sheet because they were staying at home. So you could see there's a lot of new, aside from the mass and the alcohol that has accelerated growth. There's a lot of things that you can have an insight in terms of what kind of target market I would like to have for this coming 2021. And the home economy is one of the biggest thing that you can, have an insight of what kind of products you would like to offer to your clients or to your target market, because of the consumer behavior, change in consumer. So basically, we have 5 leading digital economy and 2 new ones that are coming up. No, so e-commerce, transport, online travel, online media and financials, fintech. And then we added health tech and ed tech during 2020. As there's a major change in the way people learn in terms of school. Everyone's going online, and health tech, everybody would like to have a telehealth, videos with the doctors instead of going to the hospitals. Now let me see. So let's go to to our main topic, which is e-commerce in the new normal. So I've seen in the polls that there's a lot of people that are Shopify users, and someone would like also to, start their online business. So I think one of the would say low-hanging fruit is the adaptation to marketplace platforms. Lazada, Shopee grew by 400%, 4 to 500% in terms of new merchants coming into the platform. So businesses are really, the low-hanging fruit is to just join Lazada, Shopee in terms of being available online. That's one of the major things that happened and will continue to happen 2021. I'd like to share also great deals. Our main business is we're an e-commerce solution provider that helps brands and retailers to go to the different e-commerce channel. Number 2, new normal is the adaptation to web stores, which is even for our company, we use Shopify as a tool. Brands are adapting to the direct-to-consumer growth by converting their offline stores to web stores. If you will ask me 3 years ago, would you set up a web store? I would say no, not really, because nobody looks for. But now it's already what we call essentials to have a web store in your own business. And for Shopify, like what we did, Shopify, the web stores that we handled that we use Shopify's are Crocs.com.ph, Fila.com.ph, Maybelline, L'Oreal, Kiehl's, and quite number of different web stores. The beauty of what we do is we're not just operating the Shopify side. For Great Deals, we offer the end-to-end service. So it makes simpler for brands to adapt to the e-commerce channel. When I say end-to-end, we just don't make the content, the digital content, and the creation of web store. We also do the warehousing to the logistic delivery and end-to-end. So we have our own fulfillment centers that we cater to the different web stores so that they'll be able to scale up their businesses. So, but definitely, most of the websites that we're using Shopify. So thank you, Shopify. And then the adaptation to social commerce like Facebook Messenger, Instagram, TikTok, Viber. It's not just important that you have a web store or you're in the Shopee. You need to be active in all of the social commerce that we say, that people keep on buying, selling in the different social commerce space. As the best thing I would say is you go where your market is or where your customer is. And they're always in Facebook, they're always in TikTok, they're browsing. And if you don't have activations with your social commerce, you're losing a lot of business in terms of the channels that you need to have in the e-commerce space. Okay, let me continue. Also, a coming trend is what we call drop shipping. I don't know if many of you may be new to this. There are two companies that does drop shipping in the Philippines, Dropify and BillisBeta.com. So what they do is they offer subscription for you to have access to millions of inventory, but you don't need to own the inventory. You can put that, you can have a store in Shopify, in Lazada, or in Shopee. Using they'll take care of the products, the delivery, the fulfillment. You just have to market it. So that's drop shipping in a, let's say, in a nutshell. You know, you have access to a lot of inventory. You don't need warehouse. You don't need fulfillment. Using their system, you'll be able to sell the products and get earnings from it. Yeah. Next, I think this one is quite exciting. It's what we call live streaming. Definitely live streaming trends in Southeast Asia, especially in Philippines, is really growing and have exponentially grew. You can do live streaming in Last Live, Shopee, TikTok, Kumu, FB Live, no? And I'll be sharing to you a video of what live streaming is all about.
Welcome each and every one of you. Magandang araw sa inyong lahat.
Hello, Mom. I know you're watching too.
Alam ko na miss niyo ako. Smile. Don't worry.
Massage thoroughly to absorb into wet hair.
Dito siya. So 5 essential oils.
Focus on the T-shape.
Add to cart. Don't forget.
Add to cart.
Add to cart na yan.
Oh my goodness. Master it. You're good to go.
All-in-one cooking sauce.
10% off our price at $4.99. Oh my God. Super close up.
Yeah! Anak, hirap naman.
Yes, ganun ba?
Ano ba yan? Cover ba yan?
Bye!
Bye!
Goodbye and enjoy shopping.
Yeah. No? So one beautiful thing with live streaming is you have more interaction with your target customers or your target market, and it creates an added, let's say there's more conversion to sales when you use live streaming and you continue to develop live streaming with your business. Oops. Next is one thing that's here to stay and it's growing for those who would like to do business is to have influencer marketing, or what I would say micro-influencers. Hindi ito yung mga artista. They are not the actor, actress, or the famous people, but there are a lot of micro-influencers that can have very good engagement with their followers. And if you tap the right micro-influencers for your brand or for your product, it would go a long, long way in terms of marketing your product. No, so you can check your Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. There's a lot of micro influencers that you can tap on and help you with. And definitely because the rise of digital have arrived, there's a lot of need for social media management, performance marketing, virtual assistants, freelancers, and online agency. So digital marketers are on demand. For those that would like to, diba, we've talked about a while ago, the flight to digital. It's not just about business going digital, but also our expertise, our skills. We need to go digital also. If you are into e-commerce, I would say it's a rising industry. So there's a lot of work and opportunities for you to have to grow your career and be part of the digital marketing world. It's gonna be huge, definitely. So for those that are in business, we do have our own business unit called Traffics that helps brands or shop bring traffic into your online shop and convert to sales. So please check it out also. Another new normal is our on-demand delivery or instant commerce done by GrabMart, Foodpanda, Mr. PD, Lalamove. So during the pandemic, we last year I've been talking about same day delivery, but this year it's already we can deliver anything in 30 minutes or less. So I think that's the beauty of on-demand delivery and instant commerce. So most of us are still in using web store with a typical 3 to 5 day shipping. But if you want to be the first mover, you definitely need to be part of the on-demand delivery or instant commerce, as we say to it. No, so that you'll be ahead of your competitors. Kumbaga. Yeah. I'll share to you what we did last year when the pandemic hit. We partnered with Grab to offer the online grocery of Grab, and we set up 9 micro fulfillment centers that can deliver anywhere in Metro Manila in less than 60 minutes or less. So we offered all of these brands that they're able to buy your daily essentials, your grocery in GrabMart Express. Yeah, just go to the Grab app. Yeah, next is wait. Yeah, and then we have what we call agri e-commerce. No, I think when the first lockdown hit last March, everybody were saying, where would we be able to buy fruits and vegetables? Because we cannot go to the wet market and all of these things. So there were a lot of rising startup that offered fresh fruits and vegetables online to their consumer. And one of them is this company called Zagana.com. Let me share to you their video.
But the tale begins with the farmers who wake up early to till the land from dawn to dusk to bring food to our table. For the farmers in Cordillera, farming is one of their first memories as children, and they grow old working their lands.
16 years old, talagang ayon ang ginagawa namin lahat dito sa bundok.
At a young age, they learn how to sow, living day by day, always hoping for a bountiful harvest.
Kung magtanong kami at sa harvestin namin, yung kung pitasin namin ay yung ititinda.
We can uplift the lives of our farmers. A small reward for the trade that provides food for all of us.
Ito talaga yung main source nilang farmers na farming, because kami po, we take our farming as a business.
If the farmers can interact with their consumers, they will receive more profit, a premium among the zoo. It also gives us the confidence to eat their produce, knowing they are healthy and safe. This is vital, not only for the end consumer, but also for the business, because we are ensuring the highest quality standards, together with safety. Farmers guarantee the crop's quality before it is transferred to the processing plant for inspection, cleaning, cutting, and packing. Preserving the food's freshness from harvest to delivery at every turn. Promising good food and good health. Put together, this is social responsibility. It's not only for business, but it's also for the people.
So let me summarize what's happening during the 2021 e-commerce. There's a lot of adaptation to marketplace platform, adaptation to social commerce, web stores, drop shipping, live streaming, micro influencer marketing, digital marketeers, on-demand delivery, and instant commerce, and agri e-commerce. And for us in Great Deals, we've seen that we need to have a good solution for all of these upcoming trends. No, So I like to share something that's close to my heart. We're launching a new product called Zappy. So what's Zappy all about? So by February, we're launching it. We can shift all your social media pages to online stores. Convert your social media followers to buyers and receive your purchase instant via same-day delivery. So basically, you're in your Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, your customer is browsing and they like your product. They just click, they can add to cart, buy now seamlessly, and it will be delivered into their doorstep in less than 60 minutes. No, so that's Zappy in a nutshell. No, so that's something that for us, a lot of our brands were looking for a solution for their stores, for their branches, on how they can digitalize it, and we made we have a lot of features for Zappy that can use with even if you have different multiple stores offline. We can definitely make them digital for that part. No, so you can feel free to follow me in LinkedIn for more information on Zappy. Now, I think this would close and I would like to share a little thing for this 2021. Most of us may not know that my background as I was an online merchant seller last 2014 before we grew to a very big company. Basically, masasabi ko, kung kayo nagbebenta ngayon, ako rin yun. I'm the seller. So that was my background until we were able to develop yung mga principles, yung mga processes namin to be able to offer to the brands how we can grow their business. And right now we're handling around 300 brands like L'Oreal, P&G, Unilever, Nestle, San Miguel, Abbott, Fila, Reebok, New Balance, all of these brands that we carry. And one thing important that I would like you to share is the word that I got from the Bible. It's Ephesians 3:20, and it says, "No eyes have seen, no ears have heard, no minds has conceived what God has in store for you." Kahit sa business ko, if you will ask me, I never thought my business would grow that much. But because God is faithful and you be faithful, you can grow your business too. So thank you very much for this time. And if you have any questions, feel free to answer. And Nerissa, you're on mute. Sorry.
I'm on mute. Thank you for letting me know. We do have some questions that were picked up in the chat, but also people sent some questions beforehand. Are you cool? Do you have some time for me to ask you some questions and transfer all that wonderful knowledge?
Sure, go.
Fantastic. All right. Now, this came from the chat. So the first question, it's a few. With some of the business back to operations, how is the buying power of the Philippine economy in terms of e-commerce? Do you think it's still accelerating? Is it the same niches still on the rise, or is it slowly decreasing? We've noticed a decrease in sales when it comes to media buying. Would love to hear your insights.
Okay, so this is actual data that we have for 2020. From May until December of last year, it's always we're beating new records month on month in terms of e-commerce sales. Why? Maybe yes, definitely our economy has dampened because of the pandemic, but there's a major shift of consumers buying from offline to online. So the opportunity really grew. For us, for our company, we grew 400% last year. So it's amazing. I would say it's a silver lining because there's a lot of suffering happening, and it's really a challenge. Even up to now, it's still a challenge in terms of business outlook and economy outlook. But one thing for sure, because of the major shift, it's like the consumer behavior has totally shifted, and now it's an opportunity for business people, for entrepreneurs to take this advantage of the new consumer behavior. That's why I was sharing to you a while ago a lot of insights on where you can you can sell, but what kind of products do you need to sell online, right? Like if you're selling watches, definitely it's gonna go down because nobody would like to wear watches when they're at home. So that's why you have to take a look at the opportunity that was given, that everybody's at home. So those are the things that you need to know and learn, or take a look on how you could grow your business, what kind of shift that you need to do or pivot to in order for us. Just like I was sharing to you that we opened up 2 new business units last year during the pandemic because we saw the need and we can provide a solution like the online groceries that we partnered with Grab and Foodpanda to offer to, so that customer can buy online the grocery items and deliver it into their doorsteps in less than an hour. So those are the things that, a lot of opportunities, and still I've seen a lot of opportunities coming in. Like people were selling vitamin C and they were getting orders of 500 pieces an order a day.
Fantastic. Thank you. That's great. Now, everyone, I follow Steve on LinkedIn. I suggest you do as well. He is in the top 100 Filipino influencers on LinkedIn. So do yourself a favor because he's always talking about cool things that's happening. So one of the other questions is, with so many sellers inside the shopping online platform, what advice can you give to sellers to get easily noticed by the buyer?
Okay, yeah. I think this is a very good question, no? And I think it's a question a lot of Filipinos have. I'll talk in Tagalog,
Yes, do it.
Namin bebenta online, paano pa kami bebenta niyan? Parang something like that. Nerissa, maybe someone can. So that's the key. I think for that's why you need, personally, we have a brand that, during for 2 years in a row, we were beating the bench SM store. I'll name the brand was New York Sneakers. We just white labeled a brand from China. We bought the products from China, and instead of selling it as a shoe, we created a brand. So it's very important for you to be able to create your brand. Kahit white label lang yan, or something that you can just put. I just put a nice packaging and a sticker on it. That's it. Simple things that you can do to differentiate you from your competitors. Number 2 is good customer service. I would attest to you, it's really the difference. We sell our services we're not the cheapest in the market, but we give value, and we give, that's the beauty of knowing your value, what you can offer to your customers. So even though you're higher a few pesos, but you have great reviews in your stores, definitely people will get to buy more from you because you're a more trusted seller compared to the other sellers. So those are the 2 things. I think if you would like to, this is another session, but if you would like to really, it's about the 3, I always say there are 2 C's that you need to have: content and community. So content is you create great content for people to see and follow and activate. And you have a lot of Filipinos ask me, Steve, how can I compete with the big people and everything? I said, Facebook has the most number of groups in the world. Filipinos have the most number of Facebook groups in the world. And you could join a group that has the same target market that you have and offer and create that community for your product. So if it's a baby product, you join mommy's group, all of this thing. Even here in Philippines, we have cockfighting groups. If you want to offer vitamins for their roosters or chicken. So those are the things, content and community, you can be part of.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Steve. We even find that in with recruitment. We are very active in Facebook groups, and it's very, very powerful, and it's free, which is fantastic. We just had another question come through from Victorio. Their question is, how does high-end brands perform in this current economy?
Okay, high-end brands. Let's say I won't make one of the luxury brands that we are handling. we grew that business a few 100% because there's a shift from offline to online. So I would say that's why we are each and every one of us is in the right industry. E-commerce is really growing, because even though the economy has dampened, it's still gonna grow. So how much more when the economy bounce back? Whoa, boom, we're a rocket ship, everyone, diba? So I think it's a good opportunity right now to learn this new industry. I think the challenge is more of the needed knowledge and talent on how to really increase your business online. I think those are the things that are needed for each and every Filipinos. That's the hustle that we need to do for us to be ahead of this industry.
Yeah, oh, that's fantastic. And one last question. And we got this before the event started. Mark has asked, he read in 2019, your company processed 100,000 orders per day. So how many people is required, and how do you maintain the quality and preventing errors?
Okay, so let me update you. Last December 12th of last year, just last month, we processed the biggest number of orders that we processed in a day was 361,000 orders in one day. Let me answer it this way. We need to keep on increasing our capacity. That's the most important thing for me, is to increase capacity, because right now my mindset is the business, the sales will come in if you have enough capacity. If your glass is just like this one, if it's always full, you cannot increase the capacity. You cannot increase your sales, because this is your capacity as a person, as in your processes, and even in your people. So what do we need to do to increase sales? We need to increase our capacity. So the right mindset is find the right talent, build processes and the tech that will scale you up so that you can increase your capacity. I would to my fellow Filipinos, I started with 160 square meter warehouse and office last 2014 when I started my online business. So most of you maybe have bigger warehouses, but I have a mindset of we need to keep on increasing capacity so that business will come in. Because, for example, if I only have 500 square meter of warehouse, but then there's a major business coming in and I cannot warehouse it and fulfill it, then you can accept it, right? So we keep on increasing our capabilities. And that's how from 100,000 2 years ago to 300,000 last month, I think we keep on increasing our capabilities. So from 160 square meter, now we're around 35,000 square meter in fulfillment center. Wow. So those are the things that we need to increase in order for us to be able to, because the growth. So the truth is, Narisa, we've shunned a lot of business away because we didn't have the capacity. That's the beauty of this business. So we have to keep on continuing. That's why also I've heard that you're recruiting people. So we're hiring. We're handling a lot of people. All of those we're also hiring.
Stop trying to compete with me, Steve.
So maybe you can supply us with the needed talent, Larissa.
Deal. Yeah. That'd be great. So thank you. Now, guys, I know there's lots more questions for Steve. I see them coming through. We could be here all day because Steve has so many pearls of wisdom. But Steve, do you mind chatting with people on the chat box, because there's lots of questions coming in through you whilst we go to our next speaker, Mark?
Yeah. Yes, guys, can you message me personally so that I can? There's so many. There's so many questions. Yeah, you can send your questions. I'll try to answer each and every one of them. Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay, no Thank you, Steve. Digital clap from everyone. You're amazing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. It was enjoyable. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, Steve.
Bye-bye.
Bye. So, guys, gosh, wasn't he amazing? I'm sure you guys all agree. So, I would love to introduce you to our next guest. And if you've just joined us, welcome to the virtual Shopify Philippines Meetup. You just heard from Steve, CEO of Great Deals E-commerce Corp. My name is Narissa Show. I'm the co-founder of Filta, Philippines e-commerce and digital outsourcing, and I am your host. We want to continue the Shopify love here. I saw earlier everyone's putting in their businesses. So please put the link to your Shopify stores. If you've got an agency, put that in the chat box and let's support each other. So let's welcome our next fabulous speaker, Mark, the CEO of Supreme Guitar Trading. How are you?
Hey.
I'm so
Hi,
excited.
Narissa. Thank you. It's nice to be here. And it's nice to talk to everyone and share about our business.
Fantastic.
So let me start.
Well, before we start,
We're gonna go some
competitions.
some Paymaya.
Is that okay, Mark?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
All
Let's
right.
do that.
Now we've got so Mark, the first question that I'm going to ask you, you're allowed to pick 2 random winners.
All right.
All right. So everyone's ready for the competition. I'm hoping you're ready to go on that live chat box. Okay, so the first question is, what does Filta do? A, so it's multiple choice, helping Filipinos in digital tech design and e-commerce get jobs, or B, building shark nets? Which one is it? A or B? Do we build shark nets or do we help Filipinos get jobs? Let us know. Oh, a lot of them coming through now.
Oh no.
It's going crazy. Oh my gosh.
Okay, I'll say the first one, Emil Cataluna.
Fantastic. And the second?
Hold on. The chat box is crazy. Okay. May Baguio.
Fantastic. Well done. It's still going crazy. I don't even know how you saw the names. It's going so fast. All right. So we've got one more question. And only pick one random winner. So guys, I'm hoping you guys get this. Does Mark play the guitar? Yes or no? And you can tell us the right answer, Mark, when you pick the winners. So yes or no, does Mark play the guitar? A clue, he's got a number of guitars behind
it's
him.
for display only. Okay, so I'll randomly pick people. Hans Assis.
Hans, you've won. Congratulations. And before Mark talks, I just want to explain to the community how Mark has been such a valuable part of the Philippine Shopify meetups since its birth in 2019. Mark has been actively involved throughout the process. I'm sure he can talk to you about how he encouraged Shopify. We all signed a what do you call it? We signed something.
Signature.
We signed a petition to get some things action for the Philippines, and Mark was onto that for 12 months. I was involved in that chat, so thank you, Mark. But we are very lucky to have you, so thank you for joining us. Take it away.
It's my honor. Thanks, Narissa. So let me just share my screen. Okay. Let's share on. Good afternoon, everyone. It's such an honor for me to talk to everyone today, fellow merchants and aspiring merchants. So what I'm going to talk about today is basically our journey in our business. So just a short introduction about me. I'm an engineering graduate in 2000. So if you count, I'm a bit old. I worked in corporate as IT for 18 years. Um, I started Guitar Pusher, the logo behind me there in the picture, on the side while I was still working in corporate. But in 2019, that was May of 2019, I left the company so that I can do the business full time, and that's 7 years of doing my IT career full time while I was doing business on the side. I love guitar. I play guitar since 12 years old, and this is actually one of the things that I really love to do. The other thing is there's no business president in our family. So our family, my parents are professional. Their parents were farmers. So I growing up, I didn't see like a role model on business, but with passion for the product that I'm selling, I think that helped me get through this. Okay. Yeah, and as Nerissa mentioned, I did a signature petition in the Shopify event. So this was pre-pandemic on Feb 2020 to ask signatures from people to ask Shopify to add provinces in the region. And this is so we can customize the shipping rate for LBC if we are shipping to Luzon, Visayas, NCR, or Mindanao. And the reason why I really wanted this is because our neighboring countries, Thailand, Indonesia, and Malaysia, have this, but we don't. So I that got me a bit fired up, and I wanted to to do this. And yeah, luckily Nerissa and Efren hooked me up with Namra, who is the guy from Shopify, and he helped get this through. And I think 3 months ago, this is already live. So thanks also to Filta for supporting us. Okay, about our company. So we are Supreme Guitar Trading. So this is the corporation name because before we are a single proprietor. So this is my partner, Maxi. So Supreme Guitar is a lot of things. So we have several brands that we bring in from different brands all over the world. So we sell guitars and brands from US, from UK, from Korea, from Indonesia, China, etc. And we sell in different channels. So in line with what Steve said earlier, we have 3 Facebook pages, 3 online stores. We are in Shopee and Lazada. We have 2 stores each for each of these platforms. Just October of last year, we opened our first physical store. We have a physical location before, but a legit store. No, actually not earlier. So we actually have 3 now. Yep. And then we also do traditional distribution. So we provide instruments for reselling. We also do drop shipping for our dealers, and we have our own brand of guitars. Yeah, so that's J-Craft. I'll talk about it later. Okay, and in terms of, Steve also mentioned about branding. So this is something that we do to really, make ourselves distinct from the market. So Guitar Pusher is basically our mid-end guitars and parts accessory store. So you can find guitars from 7,000 and up, and we have thousands of SKUs, strings, and all the accessories. We also have Jolly Music. This is something that I tried to avoid doing for many years because I know that selling cheaper guitars means it will take a lot of my time from my day job, which is in IT. But 2 years ago, we started this brand store, and we sell guitars 7,000 and below. Just recently, we opened Guitar Pusher Gallery, and this is high-end guitars. So it's basically a mix of mid-end and high-end, but we are really positioning this for the high-end market. So guitars here, like this guitars in the picture is 100 to 170,000 pesos. And we got some reservations already since they came 2 days ago. And then Supreme Guitar, the company name, so our corporate name, we actually use that as our presence in the traditional distribution of guitars nationwide. Okay, so these are our stores and our warehouse. This is our e-commerce shops in the different platforms. Last year we won Winning Circle in Lazada for music, media, and books. By the way, if you think about the music industry, it's a bit small compared to all other industries, but so if you compare this to the other, there's even no category for this. We belong in the music, media, and books. But still, you would be surprised, how big the market is relatively. Okay, so I just want to plug in right now. If you're interested in getting your own instrument, and a lot of people bought instrument because of the pandemic, this was actually one of the positives that we also benefited from. So if you want to get guitars 7,000 and up, go to guitarpusher.com. If you want guitars 7,000 and below, go to Jolly Music. And if you want to be a reseller or a drop shipper, so Steve explained what drop shipping is, right? Basically, you buy the items in our website, we will ship them to your customer. So we also allow drop shipping. If you go here, though, you need to apply first, right? We need to get your business registration and your details about your store. Okay? Yeah. So while you're visiting, let me play a video just to promote our new store in Cubao.
I should warn you, there's something about to change. We're standing at the border where history is made. We're cranking up the lights now so everyone can see. It's all happening right now. We're gonna make you believe it's about to get. It's about to get. It's about to get crazy. It's about to get crazy. It's about to get crazy. It's about to go down. It's about to get crazy. It's gonna be loud. This is us. Everybody's coming. It's about to get crazy. It's about to go down. It's about to get.
Okay, so guys, bili na kayo. We're located at 5720th Avenue, Cubao. Visit us. Okay, so let me continue with the presentation and tell you a bit about our story. So we started in 2012. Three friends here, the three of us. We started with only 150,000 investment to buy 8 guitars, and we're passionate about bringing in a brand that was not offered here before. Right, so this was our first shipment of 8 guitars. We created a Facebook page. At that time, Facebook pages were just starting. We marketed in guitar forums because there were no FB groups at that time. And we did meetups and appointments in our condo in the weekend, which is, I'm sure a lot of you guys are doing until now. So, we did this for a year, and my house basically became the store. So we have several strangers in the house every weekend, or when we accommodate them. So these are some of them. Sometimes we do some recording, and then there's a lot of clutter. But this was I was really happy doing this. But my wife was not very happy with strangers and clutter. So this is her resting bitch face. That's how she usually is. So I got scared, and we moved to a new condo within the same building, right? Because I'm not full time, so the only way I can manage it is if it's near me. Plus, we hired our first employee, and he and myself were the ones running the show. It worked for a few years, so we have some new customers in the condo, some artists as well, and yeah, this is JB, he's employee number 1. Yeah, and then the hustle continued until 2016. So this is how my weekdays and weekend look like in a 24-hour schedule. So basically in the evening, or while I'm at work, I would insert some time working. Sinisingit ko yung pagsagot sa Facebook. On weekends, I do meetups and work on videos and promotions and marketing. So this went on until 2016. But in 2016, I was on a crossroads because I've worked for 18 years in IT, and that's the career that I really love very much. So prior to having that opportunity to start up the business with my friends, I was thinking, I want to be in 30 years be a CIO in a local company, right? So the crossroad was, should I continue to be in the corporate career and be a CIO someday, selling guitars as a hobby, or playing on the side? So there's no risk, but there's high reward because I'm working in a multinational company. So the pay is really nice. I can buy these nice guitars every now and then. Or do I want to pursue my passion and sell guitars for life? There's a big risk. Could be lower reward because have you did you notice in the malls, if you go to a guitar store, like RJ, the big stores, right? They are the biggest in the country, but when you go to the store, there's no one there. Usually there's no customers, right? So I got that look when I was trying to rent our space. Like the landlord was like looking at me as if, are people going to buy guitars? But the answer is yes. Like the big stores have been in the mall for decades and they're still there, right? So obviously there were people buying guitars. But yeah, for me, being in, I have a position in corporate, that's a big risk for me. But it will be a high fulfillment for me because doing what I love. Of course, I love IT, but guitars is the first one. Actually, when I graduated in high school, I actually wanted to pursue music. But I did engineering because that's where the money is. But anyway, so this was the crossroad. So what I did is I did some estimate, like what does it take to go to the right. So I did the back of the envelope estimate. So this paper here, this is the actual back. We were, I think, in a hotel and I took some pad. We were in a conference in the office and I was like drawing how big are we right now? How big are the biggest stores? And, how much could they be earning in a month? And how big is the market? So based on that calculation, I thought, if Guitar Pusher grow just to be 0.5% of the industry, then I think I can sell guitars full time. Because what I calculated is like, we're basically in 2016 just a speck in the dust. So, the revenue that we have annually is like 0.05% of the market. But if we become a bigger speck of dust, then I can sell guitars full time. And so this is how it looked like, right? In 2016, and what would it take for me to do it full time? We have to grow 10 times. And this 10 times is, not small. It's actually a bit, nine digits. So I asked myself if it's really realistic. But what gave me confidence is that even though we grow this much, it's still a small part of the industry. So it means, it can be done. So I opened, this is not my actual notebook. This is from Google. So we had, I wrote some strategies that we can take to increase our sales. So it's basically growing our product assortment, tackling categories that we haven't tackled before, get strong selling brands, play in as many channels as possible. So we were one of the few sellers who started with Lazada. We started selling cheap guitars as well, because this is actually, Philippines is is big on lower priced items. So this also created a big bump to our overall revenue. And then we created our own brand. So one of my colleagues, mentor, told me that this is something that you have to do to differentiate yourself from the rest of the people reselling items. And this is what also Steve said earlier. Create your own brand so that you can differentiate yourselves. Probably you can price your item higher. And then open physical stores. So I know this is, we are in the e-commerce wave. And actually during the pandemic, we've seen that, our website grew by 300%, our Shopify website. But in guitars, people really have to try it, especially the expensive ones, before they can buy. So that opening physical store was part of our strategy. Okay. Yeah, and also, we, part of this strategy also, we had to open a Shopify website, because when we started Guitar Pusher, we created a website, but we only use it as catalog, right? Because I didn't have money to pay for a developer to create our own e-commerce website. But thankfully, because of Shopify, I was able to convert our WordPress website into a fully working e-commerce website. So we actually did that I can't believe it. We just did it 2 years ago. So I think same with Steve. He said 3 years ago he wouldn't have thought of opening a web store. But luckily we did this, and this actually helped us a lot. Okay, so after 4 years, in 2020, we were really able to grow the business. I always say we, because although I did the strategizing, but it was the team behind Guitar Pusher. In 2016, there were like 4 of us. Now there's 30 of us. We, all of us, helped the company grow. So we reached it, but we actually increased it. So there was my bonus, 25%, and I would actually attribute that to COVID, to the lockdowns, because during lockdowns we were the only ones open, and a lot of people really want to learn something new during the pandemic, being in their homes. So yeah, that we benefited from that as well. Okay, So how did we grow the business? So this one now is from a business standpoint. I just want to share like what are the key things. The first one, and especially if you're like me who have a day job right now and you want to start your own business, if you start a side business, don't ever touch the capital. Just let it roll, so it becomes bigger and bigger until such a time that you can match your salary, right? So this is one of the things. Actually, even up until now, we haven't done any profit sharing, right? So I have a salary, but we don't get anything from the profits of the company. Probably later we will, because we're a corporation now. I think we will be forced to do some profit sharing, but up until now we haven't touched our capital and profit yet. Relentless focus on the customer needs. So in Supreme Guitar, we have our core values. The first one is really customer. We want to provide the best customer experience to people. Like, people will buy from us not because of the products, but because of the people behind the store. But from a product selection standpoint, we focus on things that other stores are not providing, right? So that we can create our own niche in the market. Third is strategic product portfolio assortment. I think, maybe not everyone will have the luxury, but I think this should be something to aim. Like, when you open a store, there should be a sense on all the products that you have, right? So, for example, in our case, I wanted us to be a parts, to have an assortment of parts. So I think we have like around 500 SKU for parts, so that we can serve people who want to fix or upgrade their guitars. But at the same time, that will be a gateway for them to take a look at the other things that we offer, right? For example, you sell like shampoo, and then 3D glass, and then a bottle and a guitar. That assortment won't make sense. But I've seen some sellers in Lazada who only sells frequently sold products, right? So I think that's also a strategy. But anyway, think about a strategy for your assortment, and I think that will be very effective. Fourth one is community. No guitar business will be there if there are no people playing the guitar, basically. So we really connected ourselves with artists, with the people who are interested in guitars, so that we can be relevant. And then, as I mentioned already, creating our own brand of products. So talking about artists, so these are some of the artists that we have. If you're not into guitars, probably you don't know them, because it's a very niche market. But probably you know Perf. He's guitarist of River Maya and Mayor TV here. He did promote some of our acoustic guitars. And then we actually partnered with YouTubers when they still have 5,000 likes. And this guy, for example, now have 100,000 likes. He received a silver play button. And he used our guitars throughout his, from 5,000 to 100,000 subs. Okay, this is our guitar brand. As of last year, December 2020, we have sold 10,000 of this. So this is something that I would not have thought or dreamt of when I was young. I went to guitar stores and amazed by all the guitars. I didn't know it's possible to have your own brand. But again, as Steve said earlier, having your own brand will be a differentiating factor in the marketplace. Okay. I don't know if I'm still on time, but we're nearing the end of the presentation. There will be a second part where I will also talk about the plugins that we are using in Shopify. Okay, so to cater to those guys that have already their own Shopify store. So no goal, no glory. So if you want to achieve something significant, write it on paper. There was a study that people who write their goals on paper are more likely to achieve them. Okay, vision is important, but execution is importanter. So I mean, you can dream about what you want to do. You have good ideas, but if you cannot, make it run on the ground, then it's basically won't be possible, right? So execution is really important. So when you're starting a business, select a product that you really love. It could be something that you have an expert on, like cell phones or cars or whatever. Because if you're passionate about the product, then you can lose. You can basically do it without thinking that it's hard, right? So everything becomes easy because you love what you're doing. And as I mentioned already, protect and grow your capital. The fourth one is ask the experts or be the expert. So when you're starting a business, you have to really know it inside and out, because if you ask your friends or your family, they might not have the full picture if they are not in that industry, right? So when I was doing this, I didn't ask friends, even those that are into guitars, because they see the business as a consumer and not as a business. So the people that I ask are people who have been running businesses before and had some successes on them. And then the last one, and this is a segue to the next section of my presentation, is if you're growing your business, you need to be able to scale it up via tools, systems, and processes so that you can manage them effectively. So there are 4 categories of tools that we are using. You have your system of record, automation tools, marketing tools, and customer service. I highlighted here ledger and system of record because the 2 things that are important is inventory and accounting, because this can really get out of hand, especially if you start selling more and more products. So imagine if you have like 500 products that you're selling, and then it becomes out of stock and you have to update it manually in Lazada and Shopee, then everything will fall apart. Then that will impact your ability to deliver to your customer. But if you have one system where you have everything there and you can synchronize that to all your other platforms, then you can provide your customers with the confidence that whatever they buy, you can fulfill. And the other, of course, is also governance of your inventory. So we use inflow inventory. The reason why we use this is because in 2013, this is the only one available. So we grew with the company, and until now we're using it. For accounting, we use Xero, but the only reason for that is that we have a partner accounting firm who uses this. But personally, I would have used QuickBooks and of course Google Sheets. So the other thing that is important when using a system of record is you can do analysis. You can look at all your sales, like what is the product that is selling the most, and then you can make business decisions. If you have sales in Lazada, sales in Shopee, and then in store, not in one place, then it will be hard for you to make the connections. So I would say this is the most important tool that you need to have. Actually, for inventory, you can actually use Shopify for that, because Shopify can handle incoming stocks location, and then fulfillment, right? So you don't need to get this, but if you want to get a bit more serious, then get something like Inflow or other like TradeGecko that is now part of QuickBooks. So for the rest, I'll just go through them a bit. So this is how Inflow looks like. We use a Shopify plugin called StockSync, right? So this StockSync, so if you remember, we have many websites. This StockSync actually, every night, if there are new products here or changes in price, changes in product description, every night they get synchronized to all the websites, right, automatically. So we just have to do one process of downloading all the information from our ERP and then synchronize it automatically in Sheets, and StockSync picks it up and then changes all the information in the website. Okay, so this has been really helpful, because if not for this, then I would need to hire like a couple of people to do this full time. One of the things that I just learned, and this is very recent, is the importance of search. So one of my guys was telling me in the store that people are trying to search for things, but they couldn't find it because the built-in search of Shopify is a bit simple. You need to have the right spelling and all that, so they can't find the products. So I installed a plugin called Smart Search and Instant Search, which is basically like Google-like, right? So now people are finding products easier, and I was just amazed that actually half of our sales from our website is coming from search. So and this doesn't only have search. There's actually also product suggestions, so you can cross sell as well, and you can filter the products when search comes out. So yeah, this is really good. The other one is back in stock alerts. So this is automating, because before, when we talk to customers and they want to be informed when the product is there, we usually forget because it's hard to track. So now we just tell them to go to the website, click notify when available. So when product becomes available from the regular synchronization, then they will get a text message that the product is available, right? So in the last year, we have 51 orders because people were notified that products are already available. This one, busy social proof. So the psychology here is that if you see other people buying, then it feels like, oh, he bought something. Maybe it's good to also buy, and the store is reputable, right? Or minsan naiinggit. So just adding this plugin that just pops up to say someone has bought this item every 15 seconds helped actually push some purchases as well from our website. Okay, and then we also have out of stock police. So out of stock police basically looks at out of stock and it puts it on the last page, so that when customers go to your website, they will only see the products that are in stock. Okay, and then for our wholesale website, we use Wholesale Club. So we are able to provide wholesale prices to customers. We also have a different drop shipping rate versus dealers, and if dealer has small order history, then they get a different discount, and they see these prices when they log in to the website. Okay, yeah, and this is the most powerful one, which is actually we work with OmniRio company. If Archit is here, he's the CEO of OmniRio, and they've actually worked closely with us to make sure that OmniRio fits with our business. So this is helping us actually synchronize products stock in real time. So if may nag-order sa Lazada ng guitar, let's say Phoebus PG20C, it gets automatically synchronized to Shopee and Shopify. Okay, siguro may mga 1 minute or something, but that actually saved us a lot of unfulfilled orders or oversold items, especially during the sale, because during Lazada sale, you get like 15 times your regular volume. and you won't really be able to monitor everything. So having this in place was really good. Okay, because before OmniRio, we only synchronize our stocks every night. So if someone orders from the store, Lazada, and Shopee at the same time, then there will be a problem. But now it's more real time. I think OmniRio will be given a slot in the next Shopify event, so do watch out for that, because they don't only have synchronization, they also have CRM, they also have order fulfillment and receipt and invoicing. So there's a lot of functionality in OmniRio as well. Okay. Yeah, but the ultimate tool of all is Excel, right? I mean, you don't need to use all of them, if you're starting out. And even if you're a bit advanced, Excel will be the tool that you can't live without. So well done, Excel. Okay, so I'm done. 2 slides more. I just want to leave you with something. The first one, and this has been my mantra throughout my career, not only in this business, but also when I was in corporate. So play to win and play not to lose. So basically, if you wanted to do something, give it your everything, right? In Tagalog, karirin nyo ng bongga. Yung play not to lose is basically your, just there but not fully committed. And then the last one is you need to have patience, because it takes 10 years to be an overnight success. Maybe not 10, but I'm still in the 8th year, so I don't know yet if I will be successful. But no one becomes successful overnight. You need to put in all the work, the hard work, so that you can reach your goal. And with that, I thank you, and we can open the floor for any questions that you may have.
Fantastic, Mark. That was amazing. I learnt so much from you, and now we love Xero at Filta. We use Xero and Gorgeous.
Yeah.
So we're fans of that. We use Google Sheets, but I love all the programs. Thanks for sharing the tools that you use as well, because a lot of people don't share that. So that's fantastic. Now, we've only got a few minutes to answer the questions. So just so you know in the chat, I know a few people asked Mark some questions. He's going to stay on and answer those. We did have some people email us before the event to ask Mark some questions. So here, how did you cope with the pandemic? Question number 1.
Okay. So as I already mentioned in my slide, it was really good for the industry of music, because people are wants to buy instrument because they're locked up at home. But the challenge is operating, right? So we were a bit fortunate that we were not in malls, and one of my guys, JB, was in the store because he's basically staying there. So from 15 people, we were able to operate with 3. So I have me, JB, and Daisy, who were in Makati fulfilling some Lazada orders and some online orders. And then another guy came in May, and those people were doing the orders. One thing that we have learned to do during the pandemic was to use Lalamove, because we never used it. So basically, the way we cope is really to adjust our operating model. It was a bit, a drastic change, but we were able to do it. Luckily we got through okay.
Fantastic, thank you. This is a cheeky question, but let me ask you, where do you source your products from?
We source our products from abroad mostly, and for the brands that we carry, we get it. We have them manufactured from China, We also have brands that are there. We have brands in the US, in the UK. So we import them. So we work with the freight forwarding company to, to help us get this on, in here, so that we can make them available for the customers.
Fantastic. And probably the last question, Mark, just so that we've got Ben coming on from Shopify and he has enough time for his questions. How does the process of being the supplier to retail work?
So in our distribution company or brand label, Supreme Guitar, so basically the dealer will apply and provide information about his business. And then once he is approved, then we give him an account on the website, and then he can start ordering. So depending on the account that he got, he will see different discounts as a dealer. And then once he gets the items, then he can resell. At the same time, he can also do drop shipping, get customers, buy from the website, and then we can deliver it to the customers.
Fantastic. Thank you, Mark. We really, really appreciate it. There's still more questions in the chat. If you don't mind, we'd love it if you could stay on and respond to those that have asked a question. But thank you again. That was amazing.
All right. Thank you, Nerissa.
Thank you. Bye. All right, guys. So before I introduce you to our next speaker, we are always on the lookout for speakers. So if you own a Shopify store, you're an agency or partner, and you would love to share your wisdom in the community, please hit me up at hello@filtaglobal.com and we can have a chat. So for those that have been here from the beginning, we've heard from Great Deals, E-commerce Corp. We just heard from Mark, Guitar Pushers. And now I would love to introduce you to Ben Robinson from Shopify Plus. Join me, Ben.
Hey, Nerissa. How you doing?
How are you?
I'm good. It's nice and warm in Singapore as usual. But yeah, doing well. Happy to be here with everyone.
Thank you for joining us. So before we do it, are you happy to do the last 4 competitions?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Let's do it.
All right, everyone, get yourselves ready. We have 4 Paymaya gift cards to give away. The rules are Ben is going to pick one winner for each question, and it will be the one that obviously has the right answer. So the first question is, how many businesses does Shopify support worldwide? Go, 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 go. Is anyone guessing?
Oh,
Here we go.
Getting a few come in. How about I say it's higher than that?
Yes.
Higher than 3, higher than 50.
Higher than 100,000.
Mm-hmm. Maybe add an extra 0. Oh, we're getting close. There we go.
Here we go.
We'll give it to Porsche. I think Porsche was on the money. 1 million.
Porsche, 1 million. Correct. Thank you for listening, because that was in the Shopify video. We played at the beginning as well. So good listening there. All right, second question. This is a challenging one. When was Shopify founded? So what year was Shopify founded? Good luck, good luck.
Everyone's furiously Googling, I bet.
I did.
Oh, here we go, getting some answers.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, there we go. The first person that answered 2006. I think it was maybe Hans Assis.
Hans, I think that's your second prize for the day. Congratulations. Yep, Hans, good work, 2006. All right, now, hopefully everyone gets this right. What do you think is my nationality? Hint, take note of my accent. So if you can say what my nationality is and your answer is right, you win a Paymaya card. Good luck.
There we go. I think it was Seth that came in first.
Seth, you have. Okay, you have won. I am Australian. FYI, I'm not British. But, you know, I'd love to be British, but I'm not.
I get the same mistakes too, don't worry. Some people think I am, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and the final question. All right, this is random. Okay, the final question is, what company does Ben work for? So what's the company name he works for? I'm sure it's going to go crazy in a second.
Still getting a few Australians coming through. Yeah. Oh, no. Hey, okay, so we're doing this is random, right?
Totally random.
Okay. I'll give it a few more seconds, give people more chances. I see a few guitar pusher in there. I wish. That's a great.
It'd be amazing for him to work for Guitar Pusher, yeah.
All right, I'm just going to pick, for the sake of time, everyone's got their answers in. Let's go with Jana Clarissa Angela Valdueza. Apologies if that name isn't pronounced correctly. But yeah, Jana Clarissa is the winner.
Fantastic. And who do you work for, Ben?
I work for Shopify Plus.
Woo! Okay. So everyone, we're very excited to have Ben. Take it away, Ben.
Excellent. All right, let's just get the share screen going. Okay, can everyone see my screen? Narissa, all good to go from your side?
Oh.
All good, great. Cool, well, thanks everyone. And thanks Narissa and the Filta team for having me today. So as Narissa mentioned, and as we just discovered, I work for Shopify Plus, and I'm based in Singapore. Shopify allows you to sell everywhere, manage complexity, and integrate your systems. We currently have over 1 million merchants using the platform, as you also just discovered in the answers. Shopify Plus is the only cost-effective enterprise platform that's actually built for change. So it's the perfect solution given our current environment. I'm a merchant success manager, and I get to work strategically with some of our largest and fastest growing merchants across Southeast Asia, focusing on areas of customer acquisition, optimization, international expansion, and everything in between. Now, I am aware that the audience here today is obviously a mixture of old and new entrepreneurs, existing store owners, all those just thinking about getting started in the world of e-commerce. So it's really great to meet you all, and thanks so much for tuning in and making the time. I saw someone in the comments earlier were tuning in from Sri Lanka, which is just amazing. So thank you for making the time. My hope today is that you can take away some ideas that you can apply to your own venture in 2021. So, the future of commerce. The pandemic has left an enduring mark on the consumer landscape, as we know. Years of change have essentially happened in weeks and months. Offline spending has shifted online. Products rarely bought online are now e-commerce staples. And immediacy, convenience, and speed are top consumer demands. Retailers across the globe and in our own backyards are having to navigate this new normal, which we've heard a few times today. And as we know, this is even more so for businesses in the Philippines, enduring its own domestic consumer challenges in 2020 and ongoing. Today, I'd like to share with you all some insights and some tips on global trends shaping the future of commerce and the actions or solutions needed for your business, small or large, it doesn't matter, to thrive in 2021 and beyond. So with that, let's dig in. Commerce is booming, as we know. E-commerce saw 10 years of growth within 90 days in 2020. So I really want you all to consider that for a moment. Steve said it really well earlier today, the flight to digital. Shoppers of all ages moved online, competition grew to record highs, and the importance of omni-channel prevailed as being the key strategy in winning new customers and sales. So what should you do in 2021? Scale your omni-channel strategy. Simply put, omni-channel is a single customer experience. To capitalize on the e-commerce boom and overcome fierce competition, you need to optimize commerce across channels like online marketplaces, retail, and wholesale, which we've heard a few times this evening, or this afternoon, I should say. Today's consumer expects intuitive digital experiences across channels and devices. Brands that deliver on those will see the greatest returns. And as we know, the Philippines has one of the highest rates of social media users globally and usage, so it's the perfect time to make the most of that attention. More and more people are working, communicating, and shopping from home than ever before. So site speed and performance matters more than ever. I really can't stress this enough. When you're building a new or optimizing your existing store, really keep this in mind and put yourself in the customer's shoes. This all means building or buying a technological foundation that frees you and your team to create immersive, unified experiences wherever your customers are. The business benefit is resilience and allowing you and your business to quickly shift efforts and resources from offline to online and back again based on your customer demand. One merchant who's tackled omnichannel challenge really well is Le Sportsac, the maker of famous handbags, luggage, and accessories. They were finding their online experience never matched the feel of shopping with the brands in real life. And I think we all know just how great it feels to go into a store and experience that, right? And given the complexity of current travel restrictions and very domestic lockdowns, an omni-channel approach is even more important. Step one for them was to create a web presence that worked, plain and simple. Le Sportsac leveraged Shopify's ecosystem to offer a simplified backend and a clean, smart front end. The next area they focused on was data, in particular, customer segmentation and personalization, which became key assets to this team, allowing Le Sportsac to give each shopper a custom experience based on their previous engagement with the brand, which is really important today. Le Sportsac found that with Shopify Plus, it was finally able to effectively communicate its brand and what it stood for across all of its channels. It was unified. The lifestyle company found its other e-commerce platform never quite stacked up to its brand ideals. With Shopify Plus, Le Sportsac has enjoyed units per order growth, a boost in average order value, an increased conversion rate, and an overall e-commerce sales jumping by up to 12%. Basically, what all this means is that they've kicked goals in all the important areas of growth and sales. So it's no secret that chief executives around the globe say that digital is here to stay. The shift to e-commerce is structural and behavioral challenges are permanent. In 2021, the key for brands, both big and small, and for everyone on this call, is to focus on creating innovative digital experiences that make life easier for your customers. Reinvent traditional shopping experiences for the post-pandemic world, and bring your brand to life in new ways. Consumers expect a lot more of business. Oh, sorry. Siri is listening in to me. Apologies for that. Customers expect more of a business than ever before, as we know. We're all online shoppers, right? You know, they want to buy online, but they need it to be fast, safe, and convenient. Enhancing your checkout experience will also result in more sales. So really remember this today, guys. The checkout is your store's most critical moment. The faster this is, the more money you can make. Innovative digital shopping experiences bring brands to life. So start to drive sales by converting traditional shopping or marketing experiences into virtual ones. Basically virtual events like we're doing right now. This is how you can engage with your customers. For all retailers, both online and offline, you must adapt in order to stay relevant. And again, this applies to anyone, small, large. You need to be comfortable with ambiguity and adapting to change. Fulfillment, one of my favorite areas. So today's brand has 4-pronged fulfillment mandate. It has to be fast, free, sustainable, and branded in terms of its shipping. Globally, 64% of customers want their orders shipped for free, and 67% of US consumers expect their deliveries either same, next, or 2-day delivery. while around 72% of global consumers want brands to use sustainable packaging. As the cost to fulfill orders soar, you should also look to turn your fulfillment into a strategic asset. In order for you as a business to build for the future, fulfillment must be smarter, closer to the consumer, and automated. This isn't out of reach for anyone today on this call. This is all very achievable with the tools that are available to you today. The majority of consumers in the US, UK, China, Germany, France, and markets like Japan, which are some of the largest e-commerce markets in the world, say that free shipping greatly impacts whether or not they buy from a brand or a business. Other data from our teams at Shopify show that the number of brands offering free shipping has increased 5.3% since the pandemic started last year. To answer consumer demand while maintaining profitability, brands are setting free shipping thresholds. A full 65% of consumers will always check for free shipping thresholds before adding something to their cart. We all do it. I do it. We want free shipping. It's really important today. So today's shopper wants shipping to not only be fast and free, but they also want it to be environmentally conscious. So our data shows that 3/4 of US consumers are more likely to buy a product packaged sustainably. Many will also pay a premium for this. The focus is on zero waste packaging, where all materials are used, reused, or recycled. Minimalist packaging, reduced packaging sizes, and redesigned shipping cases are also really high priorities. One brand that has really localized their delivery strategy and is actually easily one of my favorite merchants and teams to work with, and not just because Jonathan from their team may be on this call today, are Boozy, the largest online liquor delivery store in the Philippines. Many of you, I'm sure, have probably partaken in a few orders from these guys. Boozy have quickly grown to become grown beyond a small team, expanding one delivery driver to a team of now over 100+ people, spanning the whole of Metro Manila from multiple hubs, and guaranteeing 90-minute delivery of a wide variety of alcohol and tobacco products. Back in mid-2018, its team of 10 was simply unable to keep up with the demand for deliveries across Manila. To scale, it needed to open multiple hubs to deliver within 90 minutes of anywhere in Metro Manila. So to do this, Boozy leveraged 3 separate Shopify Flow segments, all of which were connected to the same storefront. So for those unaware, Shopify Flow is essentially an automated tool on Shopify Plus that helps you easily automate tasks and processes within the store and across apps. Boozy also needed facilitation of locations on its site and the ability to customize the way the inventory would be shown and fulfilled at each location. They were able to achieve this by leveraging some in-house development coupled with Shopify Locations, which is a tool available to any merchant that's using Shopify and isn't a Shopify Plus exclusive tool. The Boozy team love the ability to customize different aspects of the storefront and the platform with full API access, so they could create their own suite of private apps for their own inventory management and fulfillment systems, as well as priority support if they ran into any issues. They took a very localized approach, and it has really paid off, especially in 2020. With Shopify, and specifically with Shopify Plus, and a little bit of my support, Boozy has been able to boost sales growth month over month, grow to more delivery hubs, becoming, again, the largest online liquor store in the Philippines, grow revenue over its most recent year. So they've done really well, and I'm really proud of their success. The next area is really around socially conscious brand building and has also become an increasingly important way for businesses and merchants to grow moving forward. Half of all global e-commerce sales occur on marketplaces, as we've actually seen highlighted today, local marketplaces, Shopee, Lazada, etc., where consumers search for solutions rather than brands. Building a brand has never been more important or more difficult. The good news is that social e-commerce consumers are actually willing to pay a premium for brands with a purpose. So if you're building out your brands at the moment, really consider that. Brands should turn their marketplace product pages into rich, immersive product experiences while offering unique experiences and customized products throughout all their channels. So really have a very socially conscious and intentional way of communicating that. The future will also be about experimentation. Retention is going to be a really big focus moving forward into the future. Worldwide, customer acquisition costs are increasing across channels, with rates on Facebook rebounding to pre-pandemic highs. Globally, consumers and regulators are actually wary of big tech, prompting Google and Apple to consider changes that might make it harder to target ads across channels. So to combat the rising customer acquisition costs and the advertising uncertainty, a lot of brands on Shopify are experimenting with new channels, like voice-powered shopping. They're also prioritizing retention, so rewarding and incentivizing existing customers to spend more. So this really speaks to customer loyalty and building out your customer fan base and keeping them and incentivizing them long-term to spend. So let's just recap what we've gone through. So in order to build for your future growth, you need to prioritize a seamless omni-channel experience to win new customers. You need to build creative new digital experiences to unlock the future of retail. You need to differentiate yourself by offering fast, free, sustainable shipping. Humanize your approach to your brand strategy and experiment with new channels as digital advertising uncertainty rises. Now, given the size of the attendees joining today, and obviously for anyone totally new to the world of e-commerce, here's just a quick few suggestions to get you started with Shopify. So you can start by selecting from over 70 plus themes in the Shopify theme store, or you can build your own custom theme from scratch. You can customize your online store via the theme editor. You can add products. You essentially can manage all of your store's inventory, track its performance, make more customizations and grow from there. So it's really easy with these 4 steps. It's really around customizing, so making your online store your own with easy customization, converting, turning visitors into customers with products that lead to conversion. Expand, so grow your online store, introducing new ways to sell without any limits, and optimizing. So understand how your online store and products are performing so you can make informed decisions. Now, this is going to be really important. Expand, so grow your online store, introducing new ways to sell without any limits, and optimizing. I think I can hear myself. Online store and products are performing. So it's okay. Really important. Expand, so grow your online store, introducing new ways to sell without any limits, and optimizing. I think I can hear myself. Online store and products are performing. Okay, are we back?
We are back.
Okay, we're back. All right. I've got one more second, guys, one more slide, and then we'll wrap it up. But yeah, just obviously to learn more about the future of e-commerce and to explore these areas I've discussed today, feel free to scan this QR code, and you can actually see our annual report on the global e-commerce trends. And this is reflective for merchants that are just starting out all the way up to merchants using Shopify Plus. Cool. Thanks, guys. So good luck. Get out there, enjoy building and being part of the future of commerce. And I really appreciate your time today. Thanks so much.
Thank you. That was fantastic, Ben, as always. Thank you for joining us.
Pleasure.
We do have some questions. Obviously, there's people on the chat asking questions, but the people that had already sent their questions through to you, let's go to those first. Do you have time?
Yeah, of course. I got plenty of time.
Excellent. All right. So the first question is, how much is the startup cost for a drop shipping store?
Yeah, I mean, I think the guys touched on a few of those points earlier today, but I think the main area that you need to be aware of is just be very intentional with what your goals are. Sort of think longer term and work backwards. You don't need a lot to get started. You can start really simply. Don't feel like you need to go too hard, too fast. There's a lot of really great resources out there. One thing I can quickly share in the chat is a link to a site that actually gives you some really great information on how to get started in the world of dropshipping. I can drop that in the chat in a few moments, but if anyone wants to look it up, it's Oberlo, so oberlo.com. That will give you plenty of information and resources on getting started, learning about dropshipping, and immersing yourself in that really exciting but often can be challenging world. But it's a fun one to get involved in.
That's fantastic. A few people miss seeing that QR code. Do you mind quickly re-sharing it?
Yes, I can. Give me one moment. I can.
So everyone, you'll have 15 seconds. Get your phones out. I did it. I'm on it. That's what it should look like, the future of e-commerce.
There we go.
There we go. All right, perfect. Whilst that's up, I'll ask the next question.
I'll just keep it up. I'll just keep it up.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Cool. What's better, in your opinion, to hire a Shopify developer, buy a premium template, or just stick to the free templates?
Yeah, so that's another really good question. I think, again, it really depends on what your goals are, and it depends on a lot of variables, right? I would just keep it simple, keep it within budget. If you can afford to hire some support to help you build things, definitely do that. I'm a very big advocate of building something right and building it for the long term. So that's one approach I would personally take. But in saying that, there's some really fantastic free themes out there. We've got some very good premium themes available on our Shopify website. When you get started and start a free trial, I would just explore those. But for anything that's a bit more bespoke, I would absolutely check out the Shopify expert community. There's some developers that can help you all across the globe in different markets, depending on your request. But yeah, I would probably start small and grow longer term, depending on what your goals are.
Fantastic. I will, there is something in the chat, and this is probably good to clarify. What's the difference between Shopify and Shopify Plus?
Totally. So how much time do we all have? No, I'm kidding. So at Shopify Plus, it's really built for merchants who have grown very, very quickly and scaled very rapidly, who need a lot more automation support. They need a lot more strategic guidance. They need a lot more tooling and systems to help them grow and sustain their growth. So Shopify Plus is essentially a monthly membership. So you pay $2,000 per month over 12 months, and that essentially gives you access to all these automation tools. You got automation tools like to simplify tasks. It essentially gives you back more time to focus on the business rather than having to do a lot of maintenance and admin stuff. You also get access to a community of Shopify team members like myself who can answer your questions and give you guidance on best practices and help you expand. Plus also gives you the ability to have up to 10 expansion stores. So if you would like to have an expansion store for the Philippines, you also have an expansion store for the EU, an expansion store for Japan, the US. It gives you that ability also. That's a very condensed sort of version of it, but yeah, for the sake of time, yeah. But if you're interested in learning more about Shopify Plus, you can just simply jump on our website and it gives you all the information there. And if you'd like to have a conversation with someone, you can also book in for a call as well.
Yeah. And Anthony, yes, you can convert your Shopify store to Shopify Plus.
Yeah, that's all very, very straightforward. We support you with that, and you have a team of people that help you get ready for being on Shopify Plus as well. So you're very well supported when you move up to us.
Perfect. So I know Shopify Plus, you said, was $2,000 per month?
Yeah, so it starts at $2,000 USD per month. It's a 12-month contract, and it goes from there.
Fantastic. Okay, cool. So, Ben, I know that not only have you lived in the region, but you support other regions in Asia. Mm-hmm. Can you talk us through how merchants are doing in different regions, particularly through the pandemic, and any tips that Filipinos can steal or use for their stores?
Yeah, so it's obviously been a very challenging and also very nuanced time depending on different parts of Asia. One example would be in Japan, where a lot of business and a lot of retailers are very brick and mortar, very customer service heavy, so they're very dependent on foot traffic. They're also older businesses that have been around for almost 100 years. So they've had to adapt very, very quickly to this new normal of going online and getting online quickly. So they've been able to leverage a lot of the tools on Shopify, like local pickup. They've been able to get on and have all their payment gateways available. So we support different payment gateways depending on the different regions that you sell in. So for example, in Japan, you can use JCB, which is a local payment credit card, which is very, very common for Japanese consumers. In terms of just tips and advice for merchants out there, I would just really recommend that you approach everything you do in a very hyper-localized way. So look at what the local businesses and brands are doing. Look at what the kind of influences they're using. Try and communicate and speak in the language that they would expect so that they actually build that trust and that confidence to buy from you. It's really, really important to, especially in a place like Japan, right, where it's so important to build trust. But I think the same case can be made across all different parts of Asia. Just really try and be think broadly, but also be very local in your approach. So use local talent, use local image assets. Like, don't make it just feel like it's a brand that's just kind of advertising to them. You want to kind of speak their language.
That's fantastic. Thank you. There is a question on the chat, because I know Shopify is very big about this. How do you promote sustainability of your product when people disregard your cause? And how do you create the need for that product from Seth? Yeah,
that's a really, really good question. I think it's all around sharing your customer stories. So if you look at different brands and different merchants out there that communicate their sustainability message really well, the first example would be a company called Allbirds. So Allbirds are a footwear company from New Zealand. They use really sustainable materials. They're very transparent about what goes into their products, and customers respond really, really well to that. I would also do it from a customer standpoint of when they're receiving products or ordering products, that you're communicating that during the unboxing experience. So you're being very open with how it's been packaged. You're obviously using sustainable materials. There's a lot of different ways you can approach it, but first and foremost, on the online store, just be very transparent. Tell that story. Why are you sustainable? Why it matters to you. Communicate that through all of your social channels. Share customer stories who have bought from you and what they appreciate about your product and how it is being sustainable. That's probably the first sort of way to approach it all. But I could talk about sustainability all day. It's a really interesting and also exciting area to get into. But you also need to be genuine. I think consumers now are very switched on when you're not being quite as honest about that sort of sustainability mission as you might be. So look to brands like Allbirds, look to brands like Patagonia. They're doing some really great stuff at the moment.
Fantastic. And yes, JR, thank you on the chat. Just to reiterate, Shopify Plus is USD $2,000 per month.
Yeah.
And feel free to talk to Ben about this. Now, that's amazing. Thank you, Ben. Thank you for being so generous with your time and being an active participant in the last few hours. It's good to have you back on board again. We've really appreciated it.
Pleasure.
And thank you, everyone else.
Yeah. One final thing as well. If anyone wants to reach out to me via LinkedIn, you can slide into my DMs, as they say, and I'll try my very best to get to some of those questions you might have just regarding Shopify Plus or anything around that you've seen spoken about today. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ben. And it's Ben Robinson from Shopify Plus, living in Singapore, if you want to connect with him on LinkedIn. But finally, and Ben, feel free to stay on, it's just me saying thank you. It's a wrap. You will receive the video recording and the slides in your email by end of next week. So make sure you keep an eye out on that. We all have loved your energy and enthusiasm in making the Filipino Shopify community grow. And we look forward to seeing you in our next events, which will be in the next 3 months. So again, keep an eye out on Facebook and email about when the next event is. But thank you again, everyone. Have a wonderful evening. Stay safe.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.